The philosophy of toxic love, why we stay where we suffer. A toxic relationship doesn't begin with pain. It begins with hope. Hope that this person will finally see you. Hope that love will heal what was broken before. Hope that if you give enough, understand enough, endure enough, something will change. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Toxic relationships don't survive because of love. They survive because of attachment to meaning. We don't stay because we are weak. We stay because the relationship becomes a mirror, a reflection of our deepest fears, needs, and unresolved wounds. A toxic bond doesn't destroy you all at once. It erodes you slowly, quietly, almost gently. At first, it feels intense, then confusing, then exhausting, and finally, normal. That's the most dangerous stage. Because once pain becomes familiar, peace feels unfamiliar. And the mind prefers familiarity over freedom. Minus dated, the illusion of almost. A toxic relationship is built on almosts. Almost understanding, almost loving, almost safe, almost enough. You stay not because you are happy, but because you keep chasing the version of the person you once saw, or the version you believe they could be. And slowly, your identity bends around that hope. You stop asking, "Is this good for me?" and start asking, "How do I make this work?" This is where philosophy meets tragedy. Because human beings are meaning-making creatures. We would rather suffer with meaning than live without certainty. So we turn pain into purpose. We turn chaos into destiny. We turn emotional starvation into devotion. And we call it love. Minus dated, the silent trade you don't notice. In toxic relationships, there is always a silent exchange. You trade peace for potential. You trade clarity for connection. You trade self-respect for hope. And the cost is subtle. You begin to doubt your own perception. You explain away behavior you would never accept from anyone else. You become smaller, not physically, but existentially. Your world starts to orbit one person. And that is not love. That is loss of self. Minus dated. Why walking away feels like dying. Leaving a toxic bond doesn't just hurt because of loss. It hurts because you are letting go of the version of yourself who believed, the future you imagined, the meaning you attached to suffering. You are not just grieving a person. You are grieving a story. And the mind resists that. Because if the story wasn't real, then the pain feels wasted. But here's the deeper truth. Nothing you felt was wasted. It taught you where your boundaries are. It showed you where you abandon yourself. It revealed what kind of love you must never accept again. That knowledge is not loss. It's awakening. Minus dated. The quiet freedom after. When you finally step away, something strange happens. The chaos stops. The drama fades. The silence feels loud, almost uncomfortable. Because peace has no adrenaline. But slowly, your thoughts become clearer. Your body relaxes. Your nervous system remembers safety. You stop craving intensity. You start craving honesty, stability, mutual respect. You realize something profound. Love was never meant to hurt this much. Connection was never meant to cost your identity. And loneliness is not the worst thing. Losing yourself is. Final truth. A toxic relationship doesn't end when someone leaves. It ends when someone wakes up. When you stop trying to be chosen and start choosing yourself. That's not weakness. That's the most radical form of strength. And once you understand that, you will never accept less again.